You guys ready to make something fun? It's a long tutorial, but so worth it. Look at this turkey. He is very cool. He has his snoot, he has hair, eyes, his wings, and little feet at the bottom. He looks so adorable, and he'd be a perfect centerpiece or design for Thanksgiving. So let's dive into this. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's go over some of the stuff that you're gonna need for this. In this video I used, I guess I should put my glasses on, huh? I used a 3mm crochet hook. I also used a 4.5mm crochet hook and a 3.5. Yep, lots of crochet hooks. Scissors, darning needles, stitch markers. You need fiber fill. You need 12mm safety eyes. And the yarn that I used was loops and threads. This is walnut. It's all 4-ply yarn. I love this yarn. This one's called Burnt Pumpkin. This is one of my most favorite colors in the world, believe it or not. I used Red Heart Super Saver White. I love this yarn, red. And I love this yarn, yellow. That is all the yarn that I used. And the fiber fill, stitch markers, and a lot of patience. And this video, I'm gonna warn you, extremely long. I just wanted to make sure, because the pattern is very detailed, very well done. I don't know if I did it perfect for her, but I did do as perfect as I could. And I want to give credit where credit's due. This was not my pattern. This was a free pattern. Let me repeat, free. Able to get it, didn't have to sign up, didn't even need to put in an email address. This was from Craft Passion. Thank you so much, Craft Passion, for doing a beautiful pattern. You have such talent and such patience, and I hope I did your project. I just hope I did it just as well as you hoped I would. Anyway, so we're gonna start this and we're gonna have fun, but please understand this is a very long video. Some of the sections I did the whole rounds with you in a lot of sections because of the way the counts were. I wanted you to be successful at this. So let's dive into it. We're gonna start on the body of this beautiful turkey. Again, this is a free pattern from Craft Passion. Beautiful, beautiful pattern, and thank you for your pattern. Okay, so she recommends a smaller hook, but I did the body in a 3.5mm hook. She recommended a 3. I'm doing 3.5. That's just what I'm comfortable with, and I'm using loops and threads yarn. This color is called Walnut. I am trying to use up my stash, and when I say stash, whew, it's a lot. Anyway, so we are going to start. Give yourself a tail so you can weave in later. We're going to do a chain 5. One, 2, 3. Nope, I didn't like that yarn. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Second chain from the hook, put in 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Then put in 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Oh, wait a minute. I like to mark my first stitch. All right. So, and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And then 5 in your last stitch. And 5. Now you're going to be working. Try to keep that last stitch. I know it gaps up, so try to keep it closed as much as you can. And then you're going to put a single crochet right in that next space. Single crochet in that very next space, and then 3 single crochet in your where you started off at. And we're working in the round, so we're not going to slip stitch. And 3. You should have 14 stitches. Okay. Round 2. We're going to put an increase in the first stitch. One single crochet in the next 4. And 4. Next stitch, do an increase. Next stitch, do an increase. And next stitch, do an increase. Then you're done a single crochet 4. Hold on. My yarn was getting all knotted up. Single crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next stitch, do an increase. And the last stitch, do an increase. And then you should be at 20 stitches. All right. Row 3. Your first stitch, do an increase. Single crochet 6. Increase, increase in the next. Do a single crochet. Increase. And single crochet 6. Next stitch, do an increase. Next stitch, do an increase. And then 1 single crochet. And you're up to 26 stitches. Row 4. We're going to start off increase, single crochet 8, next stitch, do an increase, next stitch, do a single crochet, do an increase in the next, do another single crochet, do an increase, single crochet 8, and 8, do an increase, single crochet, do an increase, and then a single crochet. And now you have 32 stitches. Row 5. Okay, you're going to start with an increase. Single crochet 10. I'll pause, let me get around. Okay, I did my single crochet 10. Next stitch, do an increase, single crochet 2, do an increase, single crochet, and do an increase. Now single crochet 10. Okay. do an increase, single crochet in the next, single crochet in the next, do an increase, and a single crochet. That will take you to 38 stitches. Row 6, start off with an increase, and then single crochet 12. And after your 12, do an increase, single crochet 2, do an increase, single crochet 2, do an increase, and then single crochet 12. Okay, next up, do an increase, single crochet 2, do an increase, and then single crochet 2. And that will take you to 44 stitches. Okay, row 7. First stitch is an increase. Then single crochet 14. There's my 14. All right, let's do it. Increase, single crochet 3, do an increase, single crochet 2, and then do an increase, and then single crochet 14. Okay, let's do an increase, single crochet 3, then do an increase, and then single crochet 2. And that takes you to 50 stitches. Row number 8 starts as an increase, and then single crochet 16. Okay, did 16. Now let's do it. Increase, single crochet 3, increase, single crochet 3, and another increase. Now single crochet 16. Okay. Next stitch increase, single crochet 3, do an increase, and then single crochet 3. And 3. And that will take you to 56 stitches. Row 9 is a nice easy one. You don't just match stitch for stitch, so you don't stay at 56 stitches. Okay, we just finished row 9 and you are still at 56 stitches. Okay, row 10, I'm just going to tell you what to do and you're going to do it. All right, row 10 is single crochet 25, do an increase, single crochet 27, do an increase, then you'll have 2 left over. Again, it's 25, increase, 27, increase, and then 2 single crochets. All right, you just finished row 10 with 58 stitches. Now, row 11 is single crochet 26, increase, single crochet 28, do an increase, and then do 2 single crochets. So 26, increase, 28, increase, and then 2. Okay, we finished row 11. You're at now 60 stitches. Last row was 58, this row is 60. So row 12. Now you're done a single crochet 27, do an increase, single crochet 29, do an increase, and then to do the last 2 stitches of single crochet. So 27 increase, 29 increase, and the last 2 stitches. Okay, you're up to 62 stitches and we just finished row 12. We're on to row 13. And just so you know, it's looking really nice. Row 13 will be 28 single crochets, an increase, 30 single crochets, increase, and just do 2 single crochets. That'll take you up to 64 stitches. Again, it's single crochet 28, increase, single crochet 30, increase, single crochet 2, 64 stitches. After you finish row 13, rows 14 to 21, which is 8 rows, guys, 8 rows, just match stitch for stitch. Let me repeat. Row 13 is single crochet 28, increase, single crochet 30, increase, then 2 leftover single crochets, 64 stitches. Rows 14 to 21, 8 rows, you just go around and around stitch for stitch, you stay at 64 rows. Okay, I completed rows 14 to 21, which was 8 rows of matching stitch for stitch. And if I zoom you out, you can get to see what it looks like. All right. So we are still at 64 stitches. We are going to work on row 22 now. Well, actually rows 22 and 23. So we're going to start with 6 single crochets. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you do a decrease. Invisible decrease is taken to go underneath the first loop of the next stitch, then you go under the front loop of the next stitch. And that's it. Then you single crochet 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then you do a decrease. Oh, yeah. Then you do a decrease. Then you single crochet 14. Do another decrease. Then you do, I think I'm telling you wrong. Hold on. All right, so we single crocheted 6. I had to go back. After you do your 6, then I want you to do 3 rounds of do a decrease, single crochet 14, decrease, single crochet 14, decrease, single crochet 14. So you do that decrease 14 3 times. After you do it 3 times, do a decrease, then single crochet 8. All right, so row 22, let's start from the beginning. You single crochet 6, then you do a decrease and single crochet 14, decrease, single crochet 14, decrease, single crochet 14. Then you do a decrease and then you single crochet 8. That'll take you down to 60 stitches. Row 23 is just a normal row. You go around matching stitch for stitch. So do those 2 rows and we'll be back. All right, we finished row 23. We are down to 60 stitches. Now we're going to do row 24, which will be a single crochet 6, then do a decrease and single crochet 13 3 times, not the single crochet 6. Just do a plain 6. Then after you do that, do a decrease and single crochet 13 3 times. After you do that 3 times, then you'll have 7 stitches left. Just single crochet in those 7 stitches. That'll take you down to 56 stitches. And then row 25 is just matching stitch for stitch, so you stay at 56. All right, I'll mute you back. Okay, finished row 25. Row 26, I want you to do first 6 single crochets, then stop. Then do 3 rounds of decrease, single crochet 12, decrease, single crochet 12, decrease, single crochet 12. Then when you do that 3 times, do a decrease and single crochet 6. And that'll take you down to 52 stitches. And we'll meet after that one. All right, so you finished row 26. Now row 27, all you're gonna do is start with a decrease and then single crochet 11, decrease, single crochet 11, 4 times all the way around. That'll take you down to 48 stitches. Okay, finish row 27, we're on row 28, and you're at 48 stitches. So now, row 28, you're done a single crochet 6, now you're going to do a decrease, single crochet 10 3 times, decrease, single crochet 10, decrease, single crochet 10. You do that 3 times, then you do a decrease, and then you just put a single crochet in the last 4 stitches. Okay, row 29, and we are at 44 stitches. So row 29, you're going to start off with a decrease and single crochet 9, decrease, single crochet 9. You just do that 4 times and we'll be back. Okay, doing good. Here at 40 stitches. Row 30, we're done a single crochet just the first 6. Then do 3 rounds of decrease, single crochet 8, decrease, single crochet 8, decrease, single crochet 8. After you do that, do a decrease and do just 2 single crochets. And we'll meet back to do 31. Okay, so you should be down to 36 stitches. Row 31 is, I'm going to tell you what rows 31, 32, and 33, so you can just bang them out. Row 31 is do a decrease and single crochet 7. You do that 4 times. That works out to 32 stitches. Row 32, you do 6 single crochets and a decrease. You do that 4 times. That works out also evenly. Takes you down to 28 stitches. And row 33 is just a standard row, no increase, no decrease, stitch for stitch. You stay at 28 stitches. I'll repeat. Next row, 31, you start off with a decrease. You single crochet 7. You do that 4 times. Takes you to 32 stitches. Row 32, you start off with 6 single crochets and do a decrease. You do that 4 times. That takes you down to 28 stitches. And row 33 is just a standard row, stitch for stitch, so you stay at 28 stitches. I'll see you back. All right, so you should be down to 28 stitches. So row 34, you're just in a single crochet 5 and do a decrease 4 times. That'll take you down to 24 stitches. Then row 35 is just matching stitch for stitch, so you stay at 24 stitches. After you do those 2 rows, it would be time to stuff him. Stuff him as firm as you're comfortable with. You want them nice and firm so all the pieces that you add on to it are going to do very well with the add-on. Okay, so I filled it with the fiber fill, and we are on row 36. So row 36 is single crochet and a decrease 4 times. Single crochet, decrease 4 times. That'll take you to 20 stitches. And then row 37 is just stitch for stitch. And then try to keep topping this off when you need to. So row 36 is single crochet and decrease. Single crochet 4 and decrease 4 times. 20 stitches. Row 37 is stitch for stitch. And that'll stay at 20 stitches. Okay, row 38 is single crochet 3 and decrease, 3 and decrease. That'll take you down to 16 stitches. After you do that for 5 rows, you're gonna match stitch for stitch, and then you fasten off. That's it. So 38, single crochet 3 and decrease 4 times. Rows 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, stitch for stitch, and just fasten off. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next stitch. Next thing to do, since you got this, you know how to fasten off. I've shown that many times. Many times. Hold on. The eyes. Very easy, very quick, and you will need 2. So I'm still using a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. So you want to do a magic ring. And put 6 single crochets right inside your magic ring. And we will not be working in the rounds with this. 4, 5, and 6. Okay. For the a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch. So for round 2, on the eye, you're going to put 2 single crochets in every stitch, going all the way around to increase, so you'll come to 12 single crochets. Okay, you're at 12 stitches. So we're just going to do one more round of increasing, and that's it. Fasten off, and that is your eye. So you chain 1 and So you would do 1 single crochet, and then the next stitch will be 2 single crochets. And you do that all the way around, 1 single crochet and 2, all the way around, and then fasten off, and that is your eyes. So you need to do this one and 1 more to get your full eyes, and then just fasten off and leave your tail. All right, let's move on. Okay, we're gonna dive into the turkey's feet. So you need to make 3 of these, and I'm going to show you obviously how to do them, but 2 of them you just pull your yarn through and leave it, cut it, but the 3rd one we don't cut off, and that's what I'm going to do with you. So you make 2, you cut them off, you cut and tie, cut and tie, but the last one, no. So you need to make a magic ring and chain 1. If you honestly can't make magic rings, I think maybe your best option for this one would be a chain 2 and then single crochet in that first stitch. Okay, so in the chain you're going to need to make just 3 single crochets, and this is a very tedious part. You can do it, just takes some of your time. So 3 single crochets, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to pull my tail. I'm going to tug it, but not ridiculously tight, because I still want to be able to see my stitches. So here's my 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go around like we're you will be working in the rounds. We're going to go around just like you're going into the first stitch, and you are. In that first stitch you want to put in 2 single crochets. Like I said, this is going to feel weird. Just take your time. So in that first stitch, put in 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. In the next stitch, put in 2 single crochets again. One and 2. And in that third stitch, put in 2. Reason mine doesn't look so hard is I've made a few of these and kept practicing. So I spent the time to practice, so you're welcome to do that too. So now, after I got those in, I do pull my tail tight. And then you want to flip this now before we do any more rows, because it's going to, I'm using an end of a pen cap. If you do any more rows before you flip it, you might not be able to flip it, is the problem. So, and like I said, it feels tedious, but doing this is so gratifying. And don't rush it. When you rush it, that's when things go wrong. See how nice it flipped for me already? Just taking my time. And that is my tail hanging out, and that's fine. We're going to use that in a little bit. All right. So now that it's flipped out properly, we're going to put in 4 rounds of matching stitch for stitch. So there's only 6 single crochets. So you can either single crochet around until you count to 24, or you can just do 4 rounds, 3, 4, 5, 6 of matching stitch for stitch. I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did my 4 rows. I'm going to pull a tail. And again, I'm going to use my handy pen cap. It's what works for me. You use what works for you. We're all different, and different things work for different people. So I'm going to take this famous tail. Where is it? This famous tail. And I'm going to use that as my stuffing for the foot. So you don't have to worry about stuffing the feet, because this is what you're doing right now. So I'm just tucking in the tail. I gave myself a nice long tail. Might as well use it. And sometimes with crocheting, you just got to get creative on how to get a job done. And I was trying to use my crochet hooks to tuck it in. That wasn't working for me. I got hiccups every day anymore. I apologize. So this is what's working for me now. So I'm just tucking it in the foot so the foot is nice and full. Okay, and that's what I did on my other two. So now, here comes the fun part. And it's really not that bad. So on your one that's attached, I want you to single crochet the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to grab your next toe, and you're going to single crochet. You're going to go right into that, what would be your next stitch, and you're going to single crochet 3. Make it as tight as you can. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Now grab your last toe and do the same and attach it. Your next stitch. And do your single crochets, but this time we're going to do 6. I'll go all the way around the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, to do the last one, I'm going to show you something to help prevent having a gap in the foot, because you'll have breakage. Like when you pull the piggy toes apart, you'll be able to see a hole, and you don't want to do that. So you go into your 6th stitch, you bring up yarn and go through. And then you go into the bottom of your 1st stitch. And you bring up yarn. And this will help. Go through all 3. This will help with that hole. It won't make it perfect, but it definitely will help. And you're going to do the same thing on the next foot before we even begin. So you're going to go into that 1st stitch that you already crocheted in and bring up yarn. Pull it tight. And then single crochet. And then you single crochet 1. And then you bring those last 2 stitches together. Last stitch, go in 1. I know you're skipping a stitch, it's okay. And go in that last stitch that you already crocheted in. Make sure you're working with your working yarn and not a tail. Very important. Go through and go through all 3. Okay? And then you do your last 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Now you should have 18 stitches. If you're short one, it's okay. Don't stress. Now what we're going to do is you're just going to do one round of matching stitch for stitch. Just go around matching stitch for stitch and you'll have 18, and I'll meet you back. Okay. By doing what I suggested, see how you don't have those gaps in between the toes? Look how cute that looks already. So now you can take your tails and you can tuck them in if you want, or you can use your stuffing. It's totally your call. All right. So you should have 18 stitches. If you're short one, it's really okay. Don't stress yourself about it. It's just not worth it. All right, so the next round you're going to do a single crochet. And then your next stitch will be a decrease, invisible decrease. All right, and that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do all the way around. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, all the way around, and that's going to take you to 12 stitches. After you get to your 12 stitches, do another round of matching stitch for stitch. So you're going to stay at 12. You're just going to do another round of matching stitch for stitch, okay? So I'll meet you after you do those 2 rows, this row and the next one. Okay, now is a good time to stuff, so you can put a little stuffing in there. And then all you have to do is 6 decreases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then just cut and tie off, and you can leave a long tail for sewing it in. And there is your feet. And if I didn't say at the beginning of this video, I do apologize. You can use a 3 or a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Either way will work just fine. And here's your feet. And obviously you need 2 of them. All right, on to the next. We're done. We're going to dive into the wing of this little turkey. Adorable. All right. So using my 3 millimeter crochet hook, start with a magic ring. And if you don't want to do a magic ring or struggle with them, you can do a chain 3 and slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1, and then you're with us. We'll be working in the rounds. So I'm just going to use a stitch marker to keep myself sane. All right, we're going to put in 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to pull this closed, but not like completely, because I want to be able to see where my stitches are yet. All right, round 2, we're going to put in 2 single crochets in every stitch. And again, working it around, so we're not slip stitching, we're just going to keep going. So that's 1 and 2, and there we go. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I like to mark where I'm at so I don't have to guess. All right. Now I pull that center tight. Now we're going to do another increase. We're going to do 1 single crochet, and then the next stitch will be 2 single crochets. And 2. I'm sorry about my traffic. It's rush hour time, I think. So you're going to do 1 single crochet, and then an increase, and 1 single crochet, and an increase going all the way around. That will take you to 18 stitches, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, you just finished round 3, and you have 18 single crochets. Now we're going to do another increase, but we're going to do it a little different than what you're used to. So we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then the next stitch will be an increase. So it'll be 2 single crochets, and then 1 more single crochet in the next stitch. So it's 1 single crochet, and increase 1 single crochet. And you're going to follow that same pattern all the way around. 1 single crochet, an increase, and then 1 single crochet. So finish that all the way around, and this will take you to 24 stitches. Okay, so you're at 24 stitches. So now we're gonna do single crochet, do an increase, and then single crochet 3. One, 2, 3. So now do an increase, single crochet 3. So keep doing increase, single crochet 3 all the way around, and that'll land you with 2 single crochets left, and that's perfect. Okay. Okay, you should have 30 stitches now. So now, take your stitch marker out. I'm going to cut this, even though we're still working with, hold on. Okay, so now we're going to fold this in half, and you need to take your 2 corner stitches right there, and you need to bring your hook through both of them, so it's 2 single crochets right next to each other. It will feel tight. Grab your yarn, bring it through. Chain 1. And in that same stitch that you just did, do another single crochet in there. Well, a single crochet in there. And then you're done a single crochet across in each one of those stitches, 1 single crochet. So since you had 30 stitches, you're going to have 15. Making sure you get the right stitch. You're going to have 15 single crochets. All right. And for my sanity, I'm going to mark my first stitch. So that's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14, and get that edging. 15. All right. I can get rid of it's out of the way. All right. Now we're going to turn. We're going to chain 2. We're going to do a puff stitch. So wrap your hook in that first stitch, grab some yarn, come on up, wrap, go through 2. Wrap, go back in, wrap, go through 2. Keep doing that until you have 5 loops on your hook. and then you wrap and you go through all, and in the next stitch do a half double. So you don't do that all the way across. Do your puff, and then do a half double in your next stitch, and you will end with a puff. Okay, I'll see you at the end. Okay, at the end, cut, chain one, and leave your tail. So now we're going to switch to yellow. We're going to go in our very first stitch over here. We're going to put in a single crochet. And then the next stitch, do an increase. 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, an increase. Next single, next 1 single, and then next an increase. So you don't do that all the way across. And just keep going. Fourteen, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Don't. Hold on. You know what? It's not every other stitch. It's every third stitch. I apologize. Way too many stitches. So let's go in our first stitch. Do 1 single crochet in our first. I apologize, guys. And then 1 in the next. And then 2. One. One. And then increase. One, increase. I must have wrote my notes wrong. 1, increase. 1, and increase. There we go. Okay. Turn, chain 2, and in the next stitch, do your puff. You're going to do this just like the last row with the puffs. When you get 5 on your hook, do a half double. And then puff half double all the way across. Okay, so here you go. Weave in your ends, and you make two of them. So now we're going to move on to the tail feathers, and you're going to go back to your 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. The tail, you can magic ring, chain 2. If you want to do a chain 3, slip stitch to the first chain, and then chain 2. And in your circle, you want to put in 15 double crochets. Just 15 of them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just keep going until you have a total of 15, and then slip stitch to your first stitch. Okay, so you have 15 stitches. We're going to chain 2 and put in 2 double crochets in that first stitch. 1 and 2. And then the next stitch, you put in 2 double crochets. Every stitch you don't put in 2 double crochets to take you to 30 double crochets. All right, so 2 in every one, and that will take you to 30 double crochets. Okay, so you should have 30 stitches. So we're going to do one more round of increasing. So chain 2. In the first stitch, put in 2 double crochets. Next stitch, 1 double crochet. So 2 double crochets. 1 double crochet, and do that all the way around, and that will take you to 45 stitches, and I'll meet you back after that. Okay, so after we do our final row for the tail, when you go to slip stitch, go in and grab your brown. That way it's joined properly. So all you do is chain 1, and then I need you to put in 1 single crochet in every stitch going around, just a single crochet all the way around. And you will be making 2 of these if I didn't already say that. So let's go around and around, and I'll meet you back once I meet up. Okay, you go all the way around. You can cut your tails that you kind of weaved in with yourself going around. And then you can just slip stitch. You don't have to worry a whole lot about it because of the tail feathers. So you can just slip stitch and chain 1. All right. I'm going to switch to white. Now, where you've been joining, have that at the bottom and just go up a little bit. There's no exact count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll just go up 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll go up 6. There's no exact count, so don't stress. So all you're gonna do, go in the stitch, pick any stitch you want, chain 3, do a double crochet back into the same stitch, do a chain, and then put 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. Skip 2 stitches and do that again. And you don't just keep doing that. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets until you have 10 sets of these. Okay, after you have 10 sets of these, I'll meet you back. Okay, after you have 10 of them, just chain 1 and cut and tie. All these ends you'll have to weave in later. All right, now I need yellow. Oh, I'm bumping everything. Okay. So now we're going to be working in these chain 1 gaps in these clusters. That's where we're going to be working. So you're going to go in and chain 3 and just put another double crochet in. And chain 1 and put 2 double crochets. And then you just skip to the next one and you do that again. So again, you're gonna do, just fill in every gap. This should give you 10 of them again. So it's 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Nice and easy. All right, I'll meet you at the end. All right, so again, chain 1 and cut. It's cute, isn't it? Very, very cute. So now we're going to go to orange. And this time, instead of 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, it's just 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So you don't have to do the row of orange. And then you're going to do a row of white, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. All right, instead of 2, it's 3. You're still going in the same gaps and everything else. It's just 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet instead of 2. All right, so do those last 2 rows and I'll meet you back. Okay, looks pretty, don't it? Really pretty. All right, your last row is easy. I go back to orange, and you can do absolutely any color scheme that you want. You go back into the gaps, you chain your 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that counts as 1, and you put in 8 more double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you're going to put in 9 double crochets in every gap all the way around and chain 1 and cut off. That is it. And then obviously weave in all your ends, and again you need to make 2 of these. All right. Okay, we are going to make the beak now. I'm going to be using yellow and the 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Magic ring, chain 1. We're going to put in 4 single crochets. If you need to do a chain, I would say a chain 2 and slip stitch to the first stitch. So 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to go around and just put in 1 single crochet in each stitch. So you will still have 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure this is right side out. Now we're going to do an increase. Next stitch, two single crochets, next stitch just do one single crochet, next stitch 2 single crochets, and next stitch 1 single crochet. You will have 6 stitches now. Now last round, just match stitch for stitch. So 6 single crochets, 1 in each of the 6 stitches. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. And that's it. Cut a tail, pull it up, And then I'm going to go through the next stitch and then back through your last stitch. And there we have it. Your beak is done. Okay, we're going to do the snood. I'm looking for, I want to do the snood in actually my 3mm because I want that nice and tight. Sorry for the background noise. I'm going to switch over to my red. Make a magic ring. And put in 4 single crochets. And then we're going to double that. We're going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch. Five, 6, 7, and 8. Turn this right side out. So we're going to single crochet 3 now. One, 2, and 3. Next stitch, do an increase. And then do 3 regular single crochets. 1, 2, and 3, and increase. You will have 10 stitches now. So we're going to do 3 rounds of matching stitch for stitch. So there'll be round 4, 5, and 6. And then we will be back. And you're still at 10 stitches. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. Now we're going to do a decrease. Invisible decrease if you can. If you can't, that's okay. And let's see if I can. So, 1 decrease, then single crochet 3. 1, There we go. 1, 2, and 3. And do another decrease. And then 1, 2, and 3. You're down to 8 stitches. We're going to do stitch for stitch, so just 8 single crochets. Okay, looking cute, isn't it? So now we're going to take our tail and we're going to stuff it down. Put a little stuffing in there, fiber fill. Now, next stitch, do a single crochet. Next stitch, do a decrease. Do 2 single crochets. Do a decrease. And then 1 single crochet. You have 6 stitches. Do stitch for stitch 6 times. Just one time around, stitch for stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Trying to see if I can stuff a tiny bit more stuffing down there. go. Okay. Next stitch, do a decrease. Next stitch, a single crochet. Do another decrease. And one more single crochet. Now, you will have 4 stitches left. I need you to do from rows 12 to 26, which is 15 rows. Just matching stitch for stitch. So 4, 4, 4, no increasing, no decreasing, obviously. Just do 15 rows. 15 rows times 4 is 60 stitches. So if you want to just count to 60. Okay, here's the snood. So, cut a tail, give yourself a little bit of a tail. Pull through. And just weave it closed. And there is your snood. So, okay. We are on row 9. Looking cute, ain't it? Isn't it? Anyway, so we're going to take out our stitch marker. We're going to single crochet 2. And 2. Our stitch marker back in. The next stitch, do an increase, and then single crochet 4. And 4. So do another increase, single crochet 4 until you have oh, actually we'll just keep doing this, so let's do it. Increase again, because I don't want you guys to get confused on this one. Increase and single crochet 4. Alright, let's do it again. Increase, single crochet 4, increase, single crochet 4. 4, do an increase, single crochet 4, do an increase, and then just single crochet 2. Okay, you will have 36 stitches. The next row, I just want you to just match stitch for stitch. So you're just doing a regular row, no increasing. Okay, we are around 11. Oh, I weaved in my end. Didn't have to cut it because it's going to be stuffed anyway. So round 11 is single crochet 5 and an increase all the way around. So nothing real special about this. It's single crochet 5 and increase. Stitch marker. Three, 4, 5, and then an increase. So do that all the way around. You will get to 42 stitches, and then row 12 is again just matching stitch for stitch going around. No increase, just a regular single crochet around. So 11 is single crochet 5 and increase. Row 12 is just matching stitch for stitch. Okay. Next row. Single crochet 3, do an increase, now single crochet 6, and do an increase. So you're going to keep crocheting 6 and do an increase all the way around, 6 increase, 6 increase, and then you will land with 3 stitches left. So just put 1 single crochet in the last 3 stitches. That will be row 13. That will take you up to 48 stitches, and the last row 11 was 42 stitches if I didn't tell you. So this row is you do your increase and crochet 6, increase 6, increase 6. You will have 3 stitches left. Just put 1 single crochet in each stitch. 48 stitches total, and then row 14 is just doing a regular single crochet around, no increases. And I'll meet you back at the end of row 14. Okay, we are making progress. We're on row 15. We're going to do single crochet 7 and an increase. This is an easy one. Single crochet 7 and an increase all the way around. It'll work out evenly. That will take you to 54 stitches. And then row 16 is just a regular single crochet row, no increases, stitch for stitch, so you will stay at 54 stitches. So this next row, single crochet 7 and an increase, And then row 16 is just a regular single crochet round, no increases, and I'll meet you after that. Okay, now we are on row 17. We did 15, we did 16. We are, sorry, my son left and then came back in, he forgot something. Anyway, so we are on row 17. You should have 54 stitches. Okay, so that's where we're at. So now we're going to do row 17. We're going to single crochet 4. And 4, and do an increase. All this is doing is staggering where you're doing your increases. That way it doesn't get lopsided at all. So now you did your increase. Now you're done a single crochet 8. And 8 and do an increase. So you're going to keep crocheting 8 and doing an increase all the way around, and then at the end you're going to have 4 stitches, 4 left. Just put 1 single crochet in each of them, and then you're going to reach 60 stitches. So then after you finish that row, for rows 18 through 24, it's for 7 rows. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, yep, 7 rows. You're gonna just do a regular stitch in each one all the way around, so you're gonna match stitch for 7 rows, okay? So I'm gonna meet you back at the end of row 24, and then we're gonna move on. Okay, finish row 24. Here's what it looks like. So now, before we go any further, I'm going to get our 2 eyes that we did. I keep them in a bag because I'm famous for losing stuff. So there's my eyes. I'm going to cut my center tails because they're weaved in and I don't need them. There we go. And I'm leaving the other tails because I want to make sure that I don't feel like I need them. So we need eyes. We need 12 millimeter. I don't think these are the eyes I want. I think these are the eyes that I want. And I love this measuring. That is a 12 millimeter eye, if I ever saw one. And there's the second one. All right. So now we need backs to fit it. That should do it. And that should do it. All right. Now, this is my back. I want where I begin and end, so I want my front here. So we're going to count down 16 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I'm going to go down to the 17th, and then I'll just go over a few. I'm going to take my eye. I weaved in that end too, just so you know. I'm going to push it through. Because the eyes are pretty big, I'm going to go over a couple more, like right there. Yeah, I like that. So now that I marked my spot, I'm going to put that eye in. I'm going to push it through. And I'm not putting on the back yet. I'm going to get my other eye. Push it through. And trying to make sure I have the row that I want. Making sure they look even, and I'm happy with it. Because then the beak's gonna go right there. I do like it. So now I have my little, this thing has been such a lifesaver for me. If I can put it on right. There we go. Sometimes I think it's operator error. Be right back. Okay, I struggle sometimes, let me tell you. So there's the eyes. So I want to grab some brown yarn. And a darning needle. And now I'm going to sew on his little eyebrow. And then all you have to do is make a knot. You don't have to worry about anything on the back, again, because it's going to be stuffed And that's that. And make another knot. And honestly, you don't have to cut anything because, again, it's going to be stuffed. I'm going to leave these tails because I have to decide if I want his eyes on the pattern. They're not sewn down, but I have to decide if that's what I want or not. All right, so now we're going to continue making sure I have the right hook. All right, so now eyes are in. Now we're going to start doing some decreasing. We're going to do 4 single crochets. I did 2, 3, and 4. Now let's do our invisible decrease. All right, and then single crochet 8. And 8. Do your decrease. And then single crochet 8. So you're going to keep doing single crochet 8, do a decrease, single crochet 8, do a decrease, and then your last, you'll have 4 single crochets that you do. All right, so do that around. Okay, you should be down to 54 stitches. Row 26. Take your stitch out. First stitch is a decrease. Then I'm going to put in 1 single crochet next to it just so I can mark my first stitch. But you need a total of 7 single crochets. I just did 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then do a decrease. So decrease 7, all the way around, and that'll take you to 48 stitches. Okay, you will end on the 7 single crochets, just in case you needed to know. And now you should be down to 48 stitches. Okay. I might sew the eyes down so I'm guaranteed they're touching each other, but that's why I didn't get rid of the tails. Anyway, all right, next row. 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then do a decrease. My cockeyed on the camera again. Then do a single crochet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then keep doing that. Decrease 6, decrease, single crochet 6, decrease, and then you'll have 3 left over. And I'll meet you at that, and then you'll be down to 42 stitches. I'm going to try really hard to stay on the center of the camera. I have been, but I'm not perfect. Okay, you should be at 42 stitches. Now we're going to do a decrease and single crochet 5 all the way around. So our first stitch will be a decrease. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then just do another decrease and then 5, and I'll meet you around, and your stitch count should be at 36. Okay, again, you should be at 36 stitches. Okay. So now we're going to take our stitch marker out. We're going to do 2 single crochets. And then do a decrease. If you hear something in the background, that's the dogs here. They're sleeping. So do a decrease. And then single crochet 4. And then do a decrease. So you're going to do a decrease, single crochet 4, decrease, single crochet 4. Then you should have 2 stitches left and just put 1 single crochet in each of them, and that will take you to 30 stitches. Okay, you should be down to 30 stitches. Okay. So now the next row, we're on row 30. We're going to do our first stitch, a decrease. And then I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch so I don't lose my room, but I want to mark my first stitch. So we're going to do 3 single crochets, and since I did 1 already, I'm going to do 2 more. 1 and 2. And then another decrease. And then 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to decrease and 3 single crochets around, and that will take you to 24 stitches. Okay, now would be a very, very good time to stuff your head and figure out. We will, if I want to weave in these eyes, I can do this well after he's stuffed, so it's no big deal either way. So I'm going to fill it and I'll be back. Okay, I decided to sew them on because I didn't like the separation that I did. I think it was of me. Made them too far apart, so be very careful when you place your eyes, okay? But I actually like them sewn on, but it's a personal preference, everybody. Very personal preference. It's your project. You do what makes you happy. So the next stitch, single crochet, and be careful. Don't do what I just did. Try not to get your, sorry my bird, can't control that at all. Careful not to get your fiber fill in your stitches. So single crochet, and then the next stitch will be a decrease, and then you're done a single crochet 2. And notice I am really trying to put my fingers on my next stitch after the decrease, because this is absolutely where it will get harder. So I did 2, 3, I did 4 stitches, so I want to go back 4 stitches and mark. So now what you're going to do, you're just going to do a decrease and single crochet 2 all the way around. So decrease, single crochet 2. If you cannot do invisible decreases at this point, that's really okay, because it's really not going to be seen, because you're going to be hooking this to the body. So don't stress if you can't do it. Actually, if you can't do it throughout different sections of the project, I really don't want you stressing about it. Some things are worth worrying about, and some things just aren't. So finish this up and I'll be back. Okay, you should be down to 18 stitches. It looks adorable, doesn't it? All right. So now row 32, it's a decrease and single crochet all the way around. So decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet. Would be a total 6 times to take you down to 12 stitches. So decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, and I'll meet you back. All right, you have 12 stitches left, so I just want you to do 6 decreases. I am not at this point going to do the invisible decrease. There's no point in it. So 6 decreases. So this is 1, 6 decreases. 1, 2, 3, 4, this will be 6. See, it is hard, but persistence pays off. And you know what? This is the last big piece. It's basically attaching the feathers. Leave a nice tail. Attaching the feathers and attaching all the pieces. And here's my philosophy on all of this. You did so much up to now. You did a lot of work on this project. This is honestly not the time where you just want to willy-nilly anything. You want to take your time. You want to enjoy putting it together, because this should be the fun part for you. And once you go around, pull it closed, and then just make sure you seal it up. And I'm very happy that I decided to fasten down the eyes. Again, it is a personal preference. All right. So now I'm going to put my head off to the side because I need to work on. Actually, instead of putting the head off to the side, we can attach the beak. I'm going to take the longer of my 2 tails. You can thread it. And make sure you grab where your tail's coming out of and place your beak exactly where you want it. And then you go into the stitch and come up. You want to go around. All right, let me try that again. Go into the stitch and come up. All right. And then you want to go through the full stitch underneath. So you want to do this all the way around. You want to hit every stitch that's on that beak. And then you go down the stitch you came out of. And then you want to come up, going around. All right? It's really important that you hit every stitch going around. This will fasten this really good. All right. Okay. I am very happy. I'm losing my voice. I'm very happy that I sewed the eyes on and did the beak. You guys don't need to see my ugly nail. And now it's basically sewing it together. Now we're going to put the snoot on. You can do it any side that you want. I want it going, if I'm looking at them, I want it hanging off to the right. So we're going to just sew that on. That's an easy sew back and forth, but make sure you go through the head to make sure it's latched on. And then after you get the snoot on, you want to attach the body. Okay. Take your time, do it like I showed you on the nose of the beak. Attach the body. Then after you do the body, figure out the placement. But please do the body first. Then figure out the placement of how you want his wings. Okay? Just take your time to then throw these on, and then after the wings, and then you set them down, set them down, and then figure out your placement of his feet, but make sure he can still sit like he, let me zoom you out. You want him to still be able to sit. So after you get the wings on, put his feet where you think that'll work. All right, and then after you do all that, then I'm going to show you how to join the tail feather together, and then we'll attach that. But please, this section is so important. Take your time. There's zero reason to rush on this. Enjoy every step of this process. It's actually, it's so satisfying to get it done and get it done that you're happy with them, okay? All right, be back. All right, so look at. I'm going to call him Phil, or yeah, Phil the turkey. Anyway, Tom the turkey's been taken. Got the eyes, got the snoot, got the beak, got his wings, and got his feet. Let me tell you, these feet were a thorn in my side from making them to putting them on. So please, just take your time. That's it. Take your time. All right, isn't he adorable though? She did such a beautiful pattern. Anyway, so last things last. Feathers, his feathers. So I asked you to make 2, and you want to put the wrong sides together. It's very important to know. Wrong sides got to be together. I was going to use tails. She instructs to use tails, but honestly, I'm not feeling it. You might not have enough tail. Then you're cutting. You're starting over. Nah, I'm not feeling it. So here's how we begin. You take the stitch that's right next to where you started, and you have to go through both. All right, so that's where we're gonna start. I'm gonna go through, and I'm gonna chain 1, and again in that same spot I'm going to put another, well, put a single crochet. Sorry about that, my phone was ringing. All right, so you put your single crochet in there. Now we are going to single crochet up this side. Just single crochet, but here's the trick. Make sure you're on the edge as much as you can, and also make sure you're going through both layers on the edge. And oh, you're using the same hook that you used to make these to 4.5. Looks very pretty going up. And then when you get to the top, you're just going to put in 9 single crochets through all of them. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And don't forget that chain one. That's why I was counting. There we go. Two. 3. 4. All right, I again apologize. Anyway, so you want to put 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, in each of these 9 stitches. Or make sure you're going through all of them. And then, okay. So now in the gap, I'm going to turn it. We're going to put, I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Hang on. Okay. I'm learning as I'm showing you. So you could take your hook, go down, grab the yarn, bring it up, wrap, and do a single crochet. Maybe you can do better than me. Now, chain 1. And then go into the next gap. Chain 1, and the next one. Make sure you're getting both layers, okay? That's really important to know. Chain 1. Oh, chain 1. Okay. So to do your last layer, go into that stitch in the middle, make sure you chain 1, right in the middle of the white, do a single crochet, chain 1, turn. Now we're just going to follow, going back up, back in that same gap right next to where you already chained down. chain one, chain one, chain one, okay, I had to restart because there was a knot in my yarn. Go figure. All right, so it went all the way down, and I did a chain one, and I put a stitch right in that circle chain right there. Okay. Spam calls are going crazy lately. Anyway, so then now all you do is you chain one, and then you work right back up. So you don't go back in where we were at already. So let's do the white. Chain one. Do the yellow. Chain one. Do the orange. Chain one. And do the white. Chain one, and do your last stitch up here. And then you just do your 9 and do the same thing. Up and down, all the way. Look how pretty that looks. The double chain. Like I said, she did such a beautiful job on this pattern. And no, mine is not perfect. Did I do it perfect? No. But I'm doing the best that I know how to, since this is not my normal practice of doing, but this has been such a beautiful Thanksgiving project. So anyway, so finish that up, and then when you get down here, you just want to go around to seal it shut, okay? Like single crochet around, and then that's it. And then you just attach them to the back of your turkey. Gorgeous, huh? All right. I'll see you when everything's all done. Okay, here he is. Isn't he great? And I haven't decided on the name, but whatever, not a big deal. So now I want to add a little bit of hair. So I'm going to cut. If I can find my scissors. I'm just going to weave the yarn, wrap the yarn around my hand a few times. Don't need a lot of it. And this was also a suggestion by the creator. After I weaved it, I'll take it off my hand and then cut it. I'm going to take my 3mm hook. We're going to trim this, guys, so don't panic. I'm going to go around the first loop around his head. There we go. Actually, second loop. That's that way we're not pulling stitches because they're tight. And I'm going to grab the yarn. Bring it through, bring a loop, and you wrap it, and bring it through. Okay. Then one. Run through. Okay, so I'm going to do that all the way around, and then we'll be back. I'm going to trim it, and I'm going to be back and show you our finished project. Well guys, here he is in all his glory. His feet, his tail, his hair, his beak, and his fall leaves ready for Turkey Day. I can't wait to see yours and your color designs. Please join us at Whip and Chain. Maggie, Lauren, and I thank you for everything. And here, it's always a work in progress. Until next time, guys, enjoy.